Aloha, this is Steph with Turtle Flow. Today I'll be sharing with you Yin Yoga at the wall. So these are poses that are great modifications when seated forward folds or certain poses don't feel right for you. And if you have sensitive lower back or knees, in caterpillar, the forward fold, dragonfly, any type of seated stretching poses, as well as hip openers like swan and deer. So we're going to start by coming onto your back, and these wall poses are great and gives you more of a restorative quality to your yin practice. So this can be interchanged between restorative or yin yoga, but it's the approach that makes it different. So if you're doing yin, you want to also make sure that you feel some stretch while relaxing the muscles. So we're gonna start by just hugging your knees into your chest. Just allow your lower back to release. And start from about shin's distance. So your legs are in 90-degree angle from the wall. And then hug your knees into your chest. Take a couple deep breaths in and out through your nose. Soften your face. Full breath. Belly to collarbones through your nose. Full exhale, side out through your mouth. And just take a couple more deep breaths to take a moment to help you shift your focus to your practice. You can even gently rock side to side to release your back. And if you want to make it restoring, you want to come to a more relaxed distance from the wall instead of feeling the stretch, and hold from 10 to 15 minutes. If we are doing the yin, you want to make sure you come to a spot where you feel some sort of stretch. So this is an external hip opener. It's a modification for squat. So if your knees feel sensitive when you're going into squat, or your hips are so tight that you can't go all the way down, and if coming half to a half squat is very challenging for you, then just come onto your back. Bring your feet wider than your hips. Slightly turn your toes out. Ankles are either directly underneath the knees or slightly above the knees. And just let the soles of your feet connect to the wall. Arms can be in Shavasana arms, or in T, or cactus arms. Take a moment to just let go of any efforting and allow your breath to settle to natural breath at this point. And just hold and be still. And you can readjust the distance from the wall by kind of crawling, kind of scooting forward towards the wall if you want a deeper hip opening, but you want to make sure you're not going all the way against the wall yet. And then just be still. And again, if the stretch feels too intense, you can always back off by going further away from the wall. And if you're doing this more restoring, then definitely make sure you're not feeling too much stretch. If you're doing the yin, you want to feel the stretch in your inner thigh, and this is externally rotating your hip joint, and you want to relax the muscles so we can target the connective tissue, the fascia, and the ligaments. One more minute here. See where you can surrender. And then just allow yourself to be and receive the stretch. Feel the earth beneath you, the wall beneath you. Fully receive the support. Good, and then hug your knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. So again, you can build up to holding this pose longer, and when you do it at the wall, you can safely hold up to 10 minutes. For yin, you can even go up to 15 minutes for restorative. So now I'm just gonna focus more on the yin portion, since this is yin at the wall. But just know that you can back off the intensity of the stretch and relax more if you're doing the more restorative variation. So now I'm going to show you modification for Swan, the outer hip opener, or deer. So you're gonna start with your legs about 90-degree angle. Feet are, ankles are in line with your knees instead of below. Parallel your feet hip distance. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And make sure that your hips don't lift up and your hips are square so one hip doesn't go too far to one side. But again, in yin, we don't care so much about alignment. You just want to make sure that you're feeling the stretch in that outer hip and that your lower back doesn't feel any pain, or that you're not putting any pressure on one part of the body where you start to feel any pain or discomfort, but honoring your natural structure of your body. And if this feels too intense, you can always back off by going further away from the wall. Or if you want to deepen the stretch, you can go a little bit closer to the wall. But again, you're not gonna come all the way against the wall with this one. And make sure that your sacrum, lower back doesn't lift up. And breathe. And this one can go up a little more if you wanna get closer to the wall. But make sure the ankle is not below the knee. Then once you found your pose, see if you can just be still and breathe. Simply observe the natural rhythm, the ebb and flow of your breath. And you want to feel this in that outer hip. It's your gallbladder meridian points. Soften your face. You can receive the support from the earth, the floor beneath you, as well as the wall beneath the sole of your left foot. So allow yourself to just be still, anchoring your attention in the present moment by observing your breath, the natural ebb and flow of your breath. And as you're holding, you want to just find that sweet spot and hold without moving too much. But again, if something hurts, you can always back off. If it's too intense, you can back off. Or you can always scoot a little bit closer to the wall if you want to intensify the stretch. And this is a modification if your knee hurts or if your hips don't feel good in Swan, Sleeping Swan, or Deer. Folding forward in Deer. This is thread the needle, reclined swan at the wall. Figure 4. And then switch. So you can take a moment to kind of stretch out your legs, shake them out. You can even do windshield wipers at the wall, feet wider than the hips. Swing your knees side to side. Or you can just be still, receiving the rebound effect. And then switch to the other side. So again, you start with both feet parallel with distance. Ankles in line with your knees or slightly above but not below. And then cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. And the knee just kind of draws away from the wall, away from you towards the wall without straining. You want to let go all the efforting, relax the muscles and adjust the distance from the wall so you feel a stretch in that left outer hip. So as long as you're feeling the target area, that's as far as you need to go. Again, arms can be in Shavasana arms or T or cactus arms. Feel free to sigh out your exhale through your mouth. And then you always want to take a moment to find your pose and then get as still as you can. Simply receiving the opening. So this is about being, receiving. And then anchoring in the present moment by observing the natural flow of your breath. Soften your face. Relax your shoulders. And with the pose like this, you might feel certain emotions arise as we tend to hold unprocessed emotion in this outer hip area of the body. So allow yourself to just feel any emotions that come up. Let them flow through you. And just stay in the present moment. And whatever thoughts you have running in your mind, become an observer instead of engaging or analyzing or judging the thoughts. Again, you can get closer to the wall or further away from the wall, or just be still. The longer you can just stay still, the more benefit you'll receive in terms of opening the meridian channel of the gallbladder meridian points. But making sure you're not feeling any sharp pain. And then gently come out, and you can even use your hands to assist you. Move very slowly, mindfully, As you transition out of the pose, again, you can just straighten the legs and take a moment here, receiving the rebound, observing the subtle energetic shift. Or you can move dynamically by just kind of moving around, shaking out your legs, or do windshield wipers. And then gently get closer to the wall. And depending on how tight you feel in the back of your legs, the hamstring and the calves, you might have to stay further away from the wall, but you can get as close as you can to the wall. So if you come all the way to the wall, you're gonna move through the back of the feet. Soles of your feet are drawing towards the ceiling. So this is legs up the wall, and you can just relax and make it restoring. This is great for jet lag, and it's a modification for caterpillar seated forward fold, opening the back of your legs. So if you go all the way against the wall, and if you don't feel any stretch, you might feel a very gentle stretch, that's fine. And then soften your legs, the muscles of the legs. Again, you can be in your Shavasana arms or T. Make sure your lower back is grounded, the sacrum is grounded. And let yourself just be. So if you're against the wall, if you have a wall available to you, this is a great modification. If seated forward fold doesn't feel good for your lower back. If you're not feeling any stretch in the back of your legs, then you're better off sitting on several blankets and do a seated forward fold. If you're doing the restorative version, then if you're doing this as a restorative pose, then it doesn't matter whether you feel the stretch or not. And even in yin, you can still benefit even if you don't feel a very intense stretch. It's still going to open up the back of your legs. And then this is next one. So you can hold that pose anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. And the next one is butterfly at the wall. So you bring from here, you bring the soles of your feet together, slide your heel down. And then the knees just kind of draw away from you towards the wall. And some of you might have to just kind of stay here. And if it's really challenging, even here, you can also put like cushions or blocks on underneath each thigh. That's gonna support you. So this is a great variation. If for seated butterfly, folding forward feels too much for your lower back, if you have lower back sensitivity. And then allow gravity to just naturally allow the feet to come down more. Again, you can be here, that's just perfectly fine, and just have some props to support. can be as still as you can, receiving the opening. Relax the muscles. Soften your face. You can ground into the earth and to the wall as you observe and receive all the support. So these wall variations are also great for initiating relaxed response, which brings your body to more healing mode. Again, these wall poses can be more restoring than normal yin poses. And then, next one, you can also do some windshield wipers. Again, definitely do the counter poses in between. You can just bring your legs straight up and be still, or you can kind of move around, do some windshield wipers. And then last modification I'm going to show you at the wall is Dragonfly. So again, if you have really tight hamstrings, you might not be as close to the wall. That's fine. And you normally start with your legs straight up and then just let your legs fall. Even here, if you need support, you can also put blocks or cushions underneath, just like you did with butterfly, underneath the thigh, butting up against your outer hip here. And just let your legs come down as far as they'll naturally fall, and then relax your muscles. And receiving the opening. So you should feel this in your inner thigh and the back of your legs. And then let gravity do the work. And for some of you, one leg might be higher than the other. Just honor where you're at. Try to even it out the best you can. And you can support your legs from the bottom by putting props underneath. Completely relax. Keep focusing on the natural ebb and flow of your breath. Let yourself be. Observe any thoughts, emotions that arise, and let them just flow through, and keep bringing your attention back to that natural inhales and your exhales. From time to time, if you feel like you have a lot of built up tension rising, you can just sigh out your exhale through your mouth and just let go. Then see if you can make your back release heavier towards the earth. Fully ground and imprint your presence into the earth. So this was Dragonfly at the wall. Again, you can hold this anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. And you can use timer. I usually use a phone timer, set it to chime. So it's a very nice sound to get you out of the pose. Or just use your intuition, just stay as long as it feels good to you. A lot of times I've fallen asleep in this. Again, if you're feeling too much intensity in the back of your legs, you're not going to be as close. And if you don't feel that much stretch in your back of your legs, this can be very restoring and can stay as long as you would like. And then you use your hands to gently bring you out of it. Again, you can point and flex your feet, circle your feet, shake your legs. You can hug your knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. And then gently roll to your right side, taking a moment in fetal position. And then press yourself up, coming to a comfortable seated position of your choice whenever you're ready to end your practice. You always want to come out mindfully, sitting tall. You can even sit against the wall. This is a great way to also meditate, and you can even sit on a cushion. And if seated meditation, sitting is uncomfortable, oftentimes you can just sit against the wall to help you. And then bring your palms together at your heart center. Lift your heart as you bow down. Taking a moment to give yourself gratitude for showing up for yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and everyone that's watching this video. Go within and find your inner sparkle. Namaste. So if you've enjoyed, if you found this video helpful, be sure to share it with your loved ones who might benefit from this. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell to be notified of the next post. And like and comment and let me know any aha moments and how it's helped you if you're new to the wall poses. So thank you so much and see you on the next video.